Hi, this is Will Murray with the 4 Pillars of Triathlon Training Peaks Level 2 conclusion. So you went through your 2 weeks, you had a lot of patterns, you had a lot of things that you learned, and this was really about sort of how to recover. And in order to recover, you have to press yourself and stress your body so it recovers stronger, faster. And so it was a little bit about how to go hard and go faster. We did a bunch of patterns with you that you got a chance to practice and learn. The Learn to Love It pattern, where the motivation to do the actual high-intensity work that you need to do to get fitter and stronger, that shouldn't be an issue anymore. That should be something that you've overcome with the Learn to Love It pattern. Also, by rehearsing your workouts ahead of time and explaining the benefits of and the purpose and the benefits, and then rehearsing the workout visually in your head before you go, that all should take away all the fight you have about doing the high-intensity work that it's quite challenging, but really get the goods. I mean, that's how you get a lot stronger and fitter. And that was also back from level 1, if you remember, but it's applied to a different purpose when we're here in level 2. Also, the picture of the benefits pattern, that helps you with your motivation, helps you get out to do that when you set up in your mind's eye what the goods are you're going to get for it, and then the struggle goes away to get there. And that's the going hard part. Now the recovery part, well, it gave you the natural healing pattern, where it's this simple technique that actually takes your mind about how it knows how to heal itself automatically and puts that into a different context, so it works for coming back from a really hard recovery bout or a really hard training block. We talked about deep fatigue and gave you some tips about that, about how when you're really tired, you've got a lot of training and you're just carrying a lot of fatigue, how you actually deal with that, to keep going on your training program in the right direction. That keeps you safe, but also lets you deal with that just really bone-weary fatigue that you get sort of in the middle of season or big training block. Also, a little bit about the relationships of the people around you when you're in these situations. It's challenging. I mean, when you see a little kid who's really kind of grumpy, you just immediately think it's like, the kid's blood sugar, so give them something to eat. And then all of a sudden they're happy and running around and giggling again like they did before. So one of the things we're talking about here is working through your whole training plan, but also the social structures around you. And that's the don't get divorced over triathlon pattern that we gave you around the middle of the session, in order for you to be able to manage the relationships around you and have people understand kind of where you are, and have you be able to be more human in those times when you're really tired. One of the direct things we gave you to deal with uncomfortable feelings is the spinning feelings pattern, where you work on those directly, and it's really effective, and it's great for just right before a race, or if you're ever jittery or anything like that, you just kind of spin those feelings out and you're off to go. And then emotional healing also. You come off a bad race, a disappointing training day, something went wrong at work, something went wrong at home, and so forth, and so that's emotions you have to deal with. We gave you some patterns for that too in the emotional healing. One of the patterns that we gave you in level 1 that we're repurposing in level 2 for recovery is the excellent athlete pattern. And it has to do with coming back from an illness or an injury. And this is a really great thing to do. They did some research where they had people shoot free throws at the basketball court, or imagine they were shooting free throws, shoot them in their head, or actually then just didn't do anything. And the people who shot free throws did better than before the training started. The people who didn't do anything, didn't shoot any free throws any better than before, and the people who imagined shooting free throws and never actually shot any, they actually shot better than the beginning of the experiment. So the excellent athlete pattern helps you use your brain to actually do better about the things you're trying to do, swim and bike and run and so forth, just by actually putting your brain in effect there. And we also gave you the getting rid of the ghost pattern. If you had a bad race result and maybe a couple of bad race results, it's easy to turn that into a forward prediction about how bad it's going to be in the future. We gave you a technique to get rid of all that so you can race fresh and not carry around all those bags. Take the lessons you learned with you, but not carry the baggage around with you, because when you're trying to go fast, extra weight doesn't help. We also gave you the pattern about anchors for recovery, to help you refresh yourself and so forth, and then the reframing, which is another thing that helps you kind of get put a different perspective, put a different frame around things, and that changes the picture on the inside. And then some recovery concepts, where Coach Howie was talking with you over the camera about just some basic things about recovery that he's learned in doing several 100-mile running races, so Leadville 100 and 50-mile running races, and that kind of thing, where You know, these are very challenging, and then how do you, you know, do these giant training blocks and then recover and race well, and then recover after the race. And so that's what you got in level 2. Congratulations on going through it. If you have any questions or anything, you know where to find us. The email address is right here, and I look forward to seeing you in level 3.